Scott Narver, I got a question for you.
What's that, Jiggly Bacon?
Did you see the debut episode of TNA's Impact on AMC?
I did.
That's exciting. You want to talk about it today?
I don't have anything nice to say.
Oh, you know what they say. If you don't have anything nice to say, start a wrestling podcast.
Dixie Carter was there.
WWE Encyclopedia 23 today on Pro Wrestling Palskis. Hey, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jiggly Bacon.
Hello to everybody joining us out there for another PWP, for the PWP program. So many P's for the PWP universe. You got
a W in there too to bridge the P's.
W. I realized that our little live stream pre-roll has the 2025 graphic in there. I got to swap it out for the new one. I made some new pod art.
Living in the past.
I made some slight new pod art so that the people in their feeds, they see a little something different. Because it's a new year. It's time to keep things moving and being new and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
That's why we're doing installment 23 of the WWE Encyclopedia in our continued series today. But before we crack open the old encyclopedia, we must acknowledge current PWP champ Tim Bemis. Current PWP world champ for the month of January 2026 will defend that title in the first episode of February. And if you want to have your name in that match, let's call it a match, then the only way to do so is at patreon.com/PW Palskis.
Competition?
Competition? It is a competition. It's a raffle. It's really just a raffle.
It's a raffle.
Ooh, a raffle. Or just a raffle, but with the WR at the beginning.
Why not a raffle?
Raffle.
No one's utilized that yet. That was not an AWA show back in the day.
At some point, it does sound like something AEW would have done.
No, it's too hokey.
Yeah, they would have been like,
oh, those are...
It's the
weird, innocuous.
It's
things.
the roulette of death. Yeah,
they're like lace it up. It's all things that it's like full gear. Oh, they're wearing their full gear. Like sure, but it's going to be gears in the logos. Like okay,
I like lace it up as like a themed pay per view where everybody has to have like a nice, sexy, lacy version of whatever their ring gear is.
Yeah, they don't have that in Saudi.
Anyways, Scott
Look
Narver.
out for the wrath of Tim Bemis on Discord, the PWP champ, because he is railing.
What is he railing about?
Whatever he wants. He's the PWP champ.
Got it. He does have that the immunity, the railing immunity. Oh, I hit my microphone with the thing. All right, everybody knows what the hell we're doing here. Everybody knows what the encyclopedia is. How do you want to do it, Scott? You want me to do the old flip-a-rooney?
Yeah.
And then you tell me
and
when
then
to
also
stop?
flip through the book.
And then you want me to tell me when to stop? Okay, ready? Here it comes.
Ready. Stop.
Oh, all right. We're in the R. You can see a little spoiler there of one of the people. We are in R, like
old
a pirate.
Mr. Burns himself.
All right. It's a pretty interesting, eclectic group of things. We've got some titles. We've got some talent, some groups. We've got Ranjan Singh.
Yeah, good. I was glad that you didn't mention him amongst the talent.
Raven, Raul Mendoza, Ravishing Rick Rude, the Raw Tag Team Championship and the Raw Women's Championship with some histories there. Ray Morgan, don't know who that is. The Real Americans and Rebecca DiPietro. Now, this is also the spot for Ray Stevens and Razor Ramon / Scott Hall, but I'm guessing they each have their own page because they're both on the next page.
They get a bigger spread.
With big spreads, yeah. Exactly.
Okay. There's two on there that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, where do you want to start?
Well, one that I'm also unsure about is the Real Americans, because I can think of the Un-Americans.
So the
Real Americans, is that Edge and Hogan?
No, the Real Americans. Zeb Coulter and two guys who have nothing to do with each other. One of them who's not American.
Yeah. Cesaro.
Cesaro. Yes.
Cesaro. And Paper.
It's a shame they couldn't get The Rock in there.
No.
I mean,
can't do it. That's right. They were the
Real Americans. Zeb. Yeah, 100%. I mean, well, it started with
just
Zeb and Jack. Well, Zeb being Jack Swagger's manager.
Yeah.
Right. Because Jack Swagger needed a mouthpiece. And that was when they were doing the
and a bib.
People, which it was one of those instances of like WWE kind of tapping into the zeitgeist and doing like something that's sort of like pseudo political as kind of a parody, because it was all about those like Tea Party. Yeah, it was about the Tea Party 2012 Tea Party what do you call them? Oh god damn it, libertarianisms. And it was, I think it started as like a thing against Alberto Del Rio, maybe, where it was like, oh,
sure,
these Mexicans are coming and taking our jobs
against Alberto Del Rio.
Right, yeah,
that guy sucks.
Yeah, I love the way that it writes it in the book. Looking to resuscitate his career in 2012, Jack Swagger turned to the radical ideas of Zeb Coulter. With his controversial viewpoints drilled into his head, a more aggressive Swagger took his nationalistic vision of a real American to WWE rings.
It worked.
Yeah, even though it then turned into, well, this immigrant's okay because he's a white guy who's Swiss with Cesaro. Like, I mean, it's really,
Wrestling always
kind of funny.
If you
it's
side
really
with them,
right,
it's fine.
Right.
Like wrestling is more forgiving than the actual political climate of, no, we hate all of you. We are this group and we hate your group. Like wrestling goes, yeah, we hate your group. We're this group. Hey, but can I join your group? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Come on over. This one's fine. We like this one out of your group, but the rest of your group sucks because your group won't join our group. Wrestling's wonderful in that way.
It is. It's you know what? It's full of forgiveness.
As long as you're big and strong.
Yes, of course.
Like they don't want to take like a scrawny fan or something.
No,
that
I mean,
can't win a match.
No, listen, a scrawny fan isn't going to be able to spin around the Great Khali and throw Big Show up over the thing.
Nor kiss him.
I do think it's interesting because Jack Swagger was doing the bit with Zeb for 7 months before Cesaro even came along. My memory is that it was like mostly the Cesaro was like, but that was such a blip. They barely did that for like a year.
The whole thing for a year?
No, as a unit with the three of them. Yeah, it was like November of 2012 is when Swagger and Zeb joined, and then it wasn't until June of 2013 that Cesaro got joined. So you figure that's 7 or 8 months. That's crazy to me.
So that's a pretty good run of like, hey, we need to freshen this up a little bit.
Yeah,
because it was so wild to see an issue of like, wait, what is this? I don't want to watch a Swagger thing. And I wasn't familiar with Dutch Mantel really. Like I knew of him, but I'd never really seen his stuff in Puerto Rico. And
same.
I've always heard stories, and I was certainly that WWE audience member where I'm like, I know he's, got some history to him, but
they told us that he was important.
Yeah. And it's like that, but that's not his name. Zeb Coulter. Okay. And I wasn't interested, but he's so good. He made me interested, and he made me like it. Like he made me like the heel unit where it's like, yeah, we are the real Americans, but we're like being dicks about it. We're being awful. It's like,
very good at getting you to boo at them and have fun booing at them. Like it's really old school carny wrestling where it's like, oh no. Yeah. I'm going to say some horrid shit right now, and you are going to boo at me in a really fun way.
And Zeb just outclassed everybody. So that's why you ended up liking him. And Swagger, it's like, oh, all right, well, I'll take you to now ring the bell. He's going to wrestle. Oh, well, no, I don't really need that. I'm just okay here for the segment.
Also, at some point, wasn't he on like a Rascal scooter?
Yeah,
Zeb?
that's also just because
I know, but it's
injuries over time. Like
it adds to it though. Like
yes, it does actually add to it
because it reminds it reminds me of like that like old racist neighbor down the road who like goes to Walmart and is upset that there's so many brown people working there. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like
we live in different neighborhoods.
The gimmick works. Yeah. Never won tag titles.
Well, yeah, because look at the two guys ultimately.
Cesaro is also. I know that we did a whole like who had the most tag team partners episode once years ago, and I think because of the length of some of the other people who were on that list, as far as the length of their careers and how big of guys they were, Cesaro didn't quite make it, but he has been in like definitive tag teams that last a decent amount of time with a lot of people that have like a identity and a style.
Right.
He's definitely in that list across multiple WWE companies now.
Of it all, it's like, yeah, we don't really see you as a solo guy.
Right.
Okay, we'll put you with this guy. And then it runs its course and they go, okay, we'll try him as a single. Right. We still don't really see it. We're going to put you with this guy now.
Right.
And I think for the most part, Cesaro has been pretty good about being adaptive to being in a tag team with someone.
Oh, absolutely.
With the exception of the Bar, I don't think it's ever been great.
Listen, it was never going to get past like the NXT style stage, but I really liked him and Tyson Kidd together.
Sure.
And I think that actually that whole thing made Natalya more likable as sort of a manager to them. Like I enjoyed that because Tyson he had like no character, never did, but like the two of them with like the Beats headphones and the fucking cat ears that Tyson had, it was just sort of like, it was a weird, unique thing that felt like nobody else on the roster was looking like that. And they were both such great in-ring competitors that like it worked, but
that's what I mean. It's good,
right?
But the majority of his stuff is never great because when it comes down to it, when you look at Cesaro and what he does outside of bell to bell, you go,
right.
Yeah, nothing really ever clicks with him yet. Nothing really ever turns on. He never interview the bigger than life character, whatever it is. It's just like, yeah, you're just kind of a odd guy.
Yeah, it's
interesting. Never really showy.
So he's, at least on a quick Google search, Cesaro, obviously with the Bar with Sheamus, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, tag team champions. By the way, the Bar were 4-time Raw tag champions and 1-time SmackDown champions, so a lot of titles there. Sure. Real Americans, no titles. Him and Shinsuke Nakamura, tag champions at one point. Him and Neville, tag contenders, never won the title, but wrestled for the NXT tag titles.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he's been there a lot. And then not even counting, I'm sure he's done. Who's he with? Was it the Blackpool Wrestling in AEW? What was the group he was in?
Blackpool Combat
Club, right?
And then now the Death Riders.
There you go.
So yeah, he's a guy that makes friends.
He's a guy that makes friends, and let's see, June 2013, after WrestleMania 30, which must have been 2014, April, May, somewhere in there. So you figure about another 8 months after forming, he leaves to go be a Paul Heyman guy. That was the next step for Cesaro. Whoops. They were like, we're putting a rocket ship on this guy. The fans love him. A rocket.
Not a rocket ship.
No. They're gonna strap him to the outside of a rocket ship, and because he's so strong, it's not putting him on a rocket ship. It's putting a rocket ship on him because he can walk around with it on his back because he's so strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Take that, Sandra Bullock.
I know what I'm talking about.
So well, yeah, the Real Americans, I do have affection for it because of Zeb. Like Zeb,
same. And I was always
fun. Those times were fun. Like he did get you to put your hand over your heart. They had one of the worst shirts ever, though. I remember
that with the outline hand.
Yes.
Yeah, where it just looks like someone smacked you and gave you a chop and you left a mark.
Or a dead guy.
It was also
someone died on you, and then the police were like, "You have to stay here while we put a chocolate outline around you.
It was like a clunky hand too. Like it wasn't shaped right.
And it's an odd placement because it's in no way, not that you would put your hand directly over your heart at a 90-degree angle, but it's just this weird outline of a hand and part of an arm across. And then I think it maybe says something on the back. I don't think it says anything else at the front.
Yeah, I think it says "We the People."
The context of it is just like, why the fuck would you ever wear this anywhere?
Let's see. I want to look it up.
So it was pretty wild to have that go like, this is your shirt. What?
When you search
Real
Americans WWE shirt, the only thing that comes up is Hulk Hogan merchandise. There's nothing comes up. I guess I'll add in hand Jack Swagger.
Jack Swagger hand shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It had an American flag on the back, I guess. And it said "We the People" in the hand.
That's worse.
There was also okay, I'm looking at it again. A woman wearing the shirt just looks like somebody's feeling her up because it's not like even
Natalia
high.
And that little kid.
Well, I don't remember the little. Oh wait, I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some show where she's like standing near the fans and go like, "Yeah, we won," and this little kid reaches over the rail and goes,
There's a version of it that's just red and blue with a red hand and a blue shirt, and the photos of Jack Swagger wearing it just looks like someone's grabbing his pec. It's like that was a terrible shirt.
Terrible shirt.
They took some swings.
They overall made it fun. Zeb character holds up. It's fun. For him having such little impact in the overall scheme of WWE, to have that run and do that with those guys, and he did everything he could to make those guys.
Right.
Like that was, he got more out of them than I think anybody else would have.
You're not wrong. That it would have been dead on arrival without him. If Jack Swagger just came out and was saying all that stuff, it would just be like, yeah. Cheap heat. I think the other thing is that you believe it when Zeb says it.
Yeah.
All right. What else you want to chat about? You want to talk about Ranjin Singh?
Okay.
You seem to be so excited about him.
Well, I know he's actually contributed a lot of backstage. He had an on-air role where he was Kali's manager for a while. Right. And nothing really to the guy. Like it's a competition between him and Rico for sideburns, but Rico wins.
Sure.
And he just didn't really have a whole lot to him that was exciting or compelling. And over time, you thought, oh, okay, maybe he'll get kind of comfortable on camera or something. Like, no, nothing just ever was really there.
Felt awkward.
He could speak the language, and he was incredibly short, which was helpful because you're standing next to Kali. Of course, you want the shortest manager you can get is great because then Kali looks even more monstrous. But I believe a longtime writer, perhaps producer as well with WWE. So anybody who can endure as long as he did amongst that climate, like good on him.
Yeah. I never disliked him. He was just always unexceptional to me. He seemed to me like the only guy that they could find for the job. That wasn't like them casting a bigger net, if that makes sense. It was like, hey, who in our immediate arm's length could do this job? Versus like, hey, let's find the right person for it and do a talent search or whatever. It was
the one amazing thing that Lucha Underground introduced that wrestling goes, nah, we're still not going to do that. Lucha Underground went, okay, we need like a head of Lucha Underground.
Right.
We've got X amount of wrestlers, and it's like, we're not going to use them. We're not going to do that. Like, let's hire an actor. Let's just hire a guy.
Right.
And that guy that we'll hire will be really good. And we don't have to have him wrestle ever.
Ever. Right. Nope.
And we can tell him enough about
wrestling. He doesn't even have to
tell all the wrestlers, like, don't fuck with him. Don't do any of your dumb wrestler shit. Like, he's got a bag. Don't poop in it. Just leave him alone. And
if you poop in it, SAG will come after us.
Yeah. Like, one of the nasty boys? I don't care. Like, no. But yeah, the Kali net should have been that as well. It's like, we need to hire someone to be an actor to like take on this role and tell everybody else leave him alone. But nope. hey, you right here. Hey, do you speak that language? Great. Cool. You're with him now. Oh, okay.
The opening sentence to his entrance here is just everything you need to know about WWE as a brand. The opening line is, "The Great Khali is as incoherent to the WWE Universe as he is monstrous."
What?
That's what it says. The Great Khali is as incoherent to the WWE Universe as he is monstrous.
To be fair, he's also incoherent in The Longest Yard because they have to give him subtitles.
Fortunately, Ranjan Singh arrived in 2007 to articulate every dangerous message from the menacing Punjabi nightmare. Hey, nobody could understand this motherfucker. Apparently, I don't remember this, that they were, I mean, maybe I kind of barely remember it. At some point, it was revealed that they were brothers. That Ranjan Singh and Great Khali are brothers.
Okay. So he's not great. That's too bad.
And then
why didn't he get an adjective?
Jinder Mahal came and strained their relationship, but the siblings were able to patch it up.
We have 2 Indians working for us. Guess what? They're brothers.
He has a nickname that I've never heard before.
Ooh.
And listen, I'm not going to say that Ranjan Singh is an unattractive guy. Like he's a good looking guy, but I think this is a reach. The nickname they have here is the Punjabi John Stamos.
Punjabi John Stamos.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because they think he looks a little like John Stamos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That must be behind the scenes. Like,
right. Yeah. Someone thought it would be funny to put it in the book because that's what like somebody called them once backstage.
Why not Punjabi Uncle Jesse?
Right. That's pretty good. I like that. Who would be the Punjabi Uncle Joey?
Joey's not an uncle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah, we did it. We had this whole conversation once because this is not a television podcast.
The Punjabi Joey has to be one of the Bollywood.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
one of those guys, right?
Probably.
Although Jinder does say he's the funny one, so maybe it is him.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, Ranjan Singh. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time he popped up. He showed up in something. Like some, it was like, I don't know if it was an old school episode or an anniversary. I remember he popped up
Legends,
recently.
and I feel like he was just also there.
Maybe, yeah. I remember him popping up somewhere, and he got a little pop. I think people hold him in a sense of like, oh, yeah, it was nice. It's nice to see him. Sure.
You didn't piss us off.
Yes. You know what? That's where the bar is. That is where the bar is for nostalgia.
You didn't make us feel anything. He's not like a Zeb, where Zeb evoked emotion out of you. But it's like, hey, you probably put up with more than he should have.
God,
Good for you, buddy.
That's really funny. All right. Well, we still have Raven, Raul Mendoza, Ravishing Rick Rude, Ray Morgan, and Rebecca DiPietro and some tag titles.
Who is Rebecca DiPietro?
Rebecca DiPietro. Following an I'll show the photo first, just so that you can see it, since I'm not doing share screens right now. Rebecca DiPietro. That's what she looks like.
Oh, she's like one of the Diva Search ECW ladies.
It says, following an eye-opening appearance in the 2006 Raw Diva Search.
Yeah.
Rebecca DiPietro returned to WWE as a backstage interviewer for ECW. She only held the position briefly before being released by WWE, but during her time, she managed to ask the tough questions to ECW stars like Bobby Lashley, Big Show, and Rob Van Dam. You know, those ECW stars like Bobby Lashley and Big Show.
Those are probably the 3 people she only interacted with on TV.
Probably. Rebecca enjoyed a successful modeling career prior to entering sports entertainment. She's appeared in the pages of Maxim and Stuff magazines, among others. She also landed on the small screen as part of the Wild On series on E, and gained notoriety as a 2005 Miss Hawaiian Tropic USA. How fancy. After leaving WWE, she won the Miss Met RX. I never know how to say that. Is it Met Prescription? If you know that Met Dash RX, Met RX model search, Met RX in 2008. All right, Rebecca DiPietro. She was just one of them pretty women who came into wrestling and then they didn't have anything for her.
Yeah, and probably got harassed and
probably horrifying stories.
horrifying stories. And then like 2 of them were super nice to her. And she'll forever say like, oh, they were cool. She might have the wonderful distinction of being on ECW's December to Dismember pay-per-view. Because there's a screen grab of her talking to Bobby Lashley, one of the aforementioned ECW superstars that she talks with that night. But she's backstage and it's got the monitor and it says the logo on it. So it's unlikely that it's that show's coming up. It's likely that it's that's that's on the night.
Yeah.
And I'm
seeing what you're saying.
One of the it's like one of the worst pay-per-views ever put together. That's the one that made Heyman quit and all that.
Really?
It's atrocious.
We should watch that pay-per-view as part of a Watch Along Wednesday special.
Well, it's just going to take a little bit of time. But
just the whole thing. Yeah. I was trying to see.
I have it on DVD.
I was trying to see if there's anything that she's been up to since.
Sometimes music careers for some of them ladies. Sometimes still modeling. Or
honestly, the Wikipedia entry is taken from the WWE Encyclopedia, it seems, or vice versa. Because literally the second paragraph of the modeling career section of her Wikipedia is verbatim what I just read from the encyclopedia.
So we could update it. We could add some accolades. Do you want to reach out to her to start a show on Dragon Wagon Radio Network?
Briefly dated WWE superstar Batista in 2006.
Who didn't?
Yeah, it seems like she kind of, oh my goodness, direct-to-DVD film and television credit in 2007, World's Sexiest Nude Women. That's what they call it.
I don't have that DVD.
No subtext. Oh boy. Alrighty. Well, that's who she was. Best of luck.
Put it on the Amazon wish list for Dragon Wagon.
Okay. Okay.
For the network.
Is it available to the network and you want to send it to your house? You dirty perv.
No, you can watch it first like you do all the DVDs that we get. It's called, what is it called again?
I closed that. World's Sexiest Nude Women or something like that. I don't know. Look, go to her IMDb or her Wikipedia.
That's what I'm trying to do. I can't believe that this actually pops up because you think when you type in all those words that it would just be crazy amalgamation of one of the names it's Andrea Marin, but I thought it was Andrea Martin. I'm like, from SCTV? Good for her. Okay. Yeah, I guess this thing exists, but
probably some boobs and stuff.
And stuff. Well, good for her for being able to capitalize on that. And get something out of it.
Listen, we got to talk. I think we've talked a lot about Raven on this program. In fact, when I opened this page, I was like, oh, did we get this page already? Because I feel like we talked ad nauseum about Raven. But maybe it's just because we've brought him up a lot as fans of his throughout the years. Raven is just kind of one of the greats. I think maybe one of the most underrated, but I feel like that's even unfair to say because I think that I don't know anybody who doesn't like him. Maybe just the one who didn't get to achieve the most successes he should have, and that's how he's underrated, but not by the public, if that makes sense.
I think he's not talked about enough.
Okay.
I don't think he really is acknowledged for, he's someone who's really great that blended the reality and the character, and you couldn't really tell where he starts and where the character stops.
Right.
Any of that, like, it's always talked about how smart he is, like that he's a genius, and he's not awful, but it sounds like they got in his own way at times.
Right. Sure.
Because he would think just like, well, this is stupid. This is dumb. Or
I feel like
I don't care.
There's him and Punk share a little sliver of that Venn diagram of the sort of like, listen, I know what I think is good. Like they're passionate about the thing that they like.
Yes.
And that is great as an artist to have, but can be very difficult in a corporate environment.
And when you're in a position of, you're at a job where everyone tells you what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't really get to say what you think or what you want to do. the exception of like ECW, which was where he flourished because Paul would listen and collaborate. You get to WCW, he doesn't have that outlet. In WWE, he doesn't get to a position where Vince McMahon is listening to him and has that outlet. So he's just having to deal with everybody else's way of like, that's not how you use me.
Right.
That's not how to do it. I could fix this whole fucking place. I know what I'm doing.
Do you think that the Hardcore Championship like kind of put a stink on him? Because there were some fun matches there, but I think that title being what it was just became a bit unserious as far as contenders.
Yeah, and when it was largely on ECW guys, then you go like, yeah, I get it. It's your acknowledgement of they do shitty garbage wrestling.
Right. Yeah.
When it was a step below what they actually were.
Right. It was like, it was a parody of the bad parody that they were doing as wrestling. Like, even if you were a fan of the garbage wrestling, this version of it wasn't even that.
But yeah, and he wasn't even that. It's, if you came from ECW, no what, it's like, oh, you're one of those guys. Like, no, he has this amazing rivalry with Tommy Dreamer that endures.
Right.
That's so great and timeless, of the high school jock and like the outcast.
Yeah.
And Tommy Dreamer couldn't beat him.
And there's something to be said about any time a wrestler comes along who invokes a style that connects with fans that hasn't been represented. And he's the first grunge wrestler. He was the first person, I think, who was like, oh, that is a persona. That is a type of person. Leaning into the Pearl Jam and Nirvana. I mean, he even named his move the Even Flow. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was
comic books and stuff on shirts, but it wasn't, wearing, Superman, Batman. It was Sandman and more eclectic.
Yeah. The Crow. And he would wear, pit stuff. Yeah.
And to his credit, he also didn't just take something that was in pop culture and go, I'll take that. Like, Sting did that with
the Crow specifically.
Crow. Yeah. Or many other things where it's like, oh, I'm going to take what that is. Like, you can take Gangrel and go like, Interview with Vampire.
Right.
Going like, I'll take a puffy shirt and I'll take elements from like what kind of exists, what people know, and go, I'm that too.
It's like the Nasty Boys in punk culture, where they were like, oh, this isn't really what punk culture is, but we're going to give him a mohawk. We're going to make, like it's going to seem like what wrestling company thinks punk is.
He looks like he came from that world.
Right.
And if you weren't aware of like a Scotty Polo, I think if you just saw this guy.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Scotty Flamingo. And just saw him and go like, oh, so that dude was big enough and strong enough to go, I'm going to also wrestle.
Right. God, there's a line in this where it's just like, fuck you, WWE. In like the third paragraph of paragraphs, easy for me to say. Pronunciation has never been my forte. As WWE superstar, big things were expected from Raven. Unfortunately, however, he was only able to achieve mediocre success while competing on the big stage. His greatest claim to fame during his WWE tenure was capturing the Hardcore Championship a record 27 times, although many of his reigns only lasted a few minutes. The next closest to Raven was Crash Holly with 22 Hardcore Championship reigns. The paragraph isn't even about him.
More than Crash Holly?
Yep, 22 to 27.
I didn't know that. I figured Crash had the most. He told a story, I think it was on Chris Van Vliet's show, where I had never known this. So in the hardcore match at WrestleMania, was that 17? The triple threat, Big Show, Kane, and Raven.
You would know better than me, but sure, let's say 17 for
the
sake.
Have you seen it? Are you aware of it?
I don't think so, no. Nope.
Okay, so there's a moment with a golf cart that goes wacky, where Raven's driving this golf cart. I think he's trying to run over Kane, but Big Show's behind him, or vice versa.
Yeah, never saw it.
But either way, Raven's driving the golf cart. And something happens where he loses control and like goes off into a little ditch at the arena. That's all backstage.
Right.
And it's revealed to him, I think, post-match, that he ends up running over this set of chords, and someone tells him, you almost killed the power to the entire show.
Jesus Christ. That's really funny.
What many consider the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, you are right, by the way. It's X7. I've never seen this match before.
It's a fun match. It's cool. But what could have been if Raven in this stunt kills the power?
I mean,
to a show like, I don't know how you.
Do you remember when the power went out?
Restore power.
Remember when the power went out at like a Rumble or a Mania like a few years back, just for like a few seconds, and how it was
during
like
a storm, like it was Snoop Dogg and all that in the ring. Right?
Oh, maybe, yeah, and everything just, and we were all like, "Oh, is it Taker?" Like, everybody, and it's so funny the way that wrestlers just go like, "Must be part of the show," or wrestling fans rather. But it was just like, no, just a crazy power outage. Yeah, I mean that would have been insane. Think about all the like the feeds being like, it's just nothing, no more show.
Yeah, can you do you have any clue? Can you restore power? Something like that. If you actually run over the cord and kill the main power source.
Here's the thing: is like, I can't imagine that the whole entire fucking stadium is just like a cord that does this. Do you know what I mean? There has to be a series of backups, or
that's how the internet works.
That's a good point.
It's just a big old plug.
It's a big old plug with multiple plugs. We should add that to the watch along and try to find the cord. Like, all right, where is it? Did you see it? Look for the cord.
They show it like a show. You can see that when he goes down into this little dip of the stadium, there are lines of cords there. But he misses it or runs over it enough, but apparently it was very close.
That's really funny.
What a legacy that would have been.
I mean, that would have been
ECW kills.
You think he would have been? I was gonna say, you think he would have been fired?
I mean, how do you not?
The amount of money that would have cost.
Yeah, I think you do, right?
Well, how early in the pay? I hope it was the first match. Like how early in the pay-per-view?
It's very early. It's first or second match.
God, that's really. Oh, an alternate timeline. Some people have a great story about that.
Sure. Raven, that documentary came out a little bit ago.
Oh, maybe that's why we were talking about him. Maybe I do remember us going. I
gave a false report on that, or actually where I got the fucking thing was wrong. So I had said like it was available on Prime. It was available on Prime to purchase.
Right.
But it's not streaming anywhere currently.
It's not part of Amazon Prime for free. Yes.
Yeah. So I've been really wanting to watch it, but it looks like I'll have to buy a copy. But even on Amazon, it's sold out, and Vinegar Syndrome had sold out. They're the distributors for it. So I haven't heard anything about it. I just know everybody's buying it up. So hopefully it's good.
Does it cover
he's now currently sick. He's afflicted with something.
Oh, that's too bad.
Feel bad for the dude, but he's just always been really interesting, really fascinating. And
is it the Chris? What's his name? Chris whatever Van?
Christoph Waltz?
No. The guy that did the podcast that you were just talking about.
Chris Van Vliet.
Chris Van Vliet. I've been seeing a clip. Was this the one that happened recently where he talked about getting on the cover of the WCW game? Was this from that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah. That's a fun little clip. How he's like, people want to ask, like, it's like Nash, Hogan, and then him, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing there? And he's like, what am I not? What do I don't deserve it? And apparently, it's just literally that,
at
like
the time frame, Raven.
The guy
of everyone else, like, no.
Yeah, it was just the guy that was part of the game development. I don't know, with the creative director was just a big fan and was like, I want Raven on there.
Yeah,
it was his favorite. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Because I didn't think much of it at the time because I wasn't really watching all that much. I knew all the other guys, but I was like, I don't know who that guy is. But it's pretty rad to forever have that, to be associated with one of the best wrestling games of all time, to be on the cover.
Right. Yeah, that's not a bad gig.
No.
Also, there's something to be said about, even if he maybe wasn't the most popular wrestler, because of what we're talking about the way that he looked and the way that he dressed, like he looks like that era. Like it looks like a time capsule of like, oh, this is a guy who represents the people playing that video game. So it's
he's
not
in no way
bad
a parody
to
of
have
it.
him. Right. Yes.
Which makes him, he's more timeless than timeless Tony Storm. Like he's another person where I think, depending on the atmosphere of the matches and everything, but Raven's probably a guy that when you go through and look through his stuff, like what Jake the Snake sort of is now, what people say like, oh, he's just so great, he's so wonderful.
Right.
I'm hoping that Raven kind of gets his due.
Right.
Where they go, he took that archetype and changed it and reinvented it. And while he didn't always get the most amount of TV time or was not in the most prominent spots that Jake had more often than he did,
right,
he did as many influential things and as many great things. I think that's a person that young wrestlers should probably look at when they look at the pantheon of like, everyone's doing all this stuff. I need to look at people that are not being mined.
No,
and Raven is one of them.
And there's something to be said about Raven's non-hardcore, like in-ring style. Like he kind of falls into like a really good psychological category in the ways that the Bret Harts, the Jake the Snake Roberts, the good prime Randy Ortons, like, you know, like he's definitely shares a lot of that DNA for sure.
Practicality.
Yeah.
What makes a lot of sense, what's really grounded and obviously mischievous and underhanded because he's a bad guy the majority of time. But
I mean,
he's really smart and he shows it it's all there.
Do we know what the personal relationships are? Because I mean, that to me seems like a WWE Hall of Fame no-brainer personally.
I know he got into the TNA Hall of Fame a year or two ago. I would hope that, you know, maybe he gets that Saudi call. So he gets that. He's sick. He needs a. He needs a Saudi payday.
Yeah, if he's. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to look up. You said something was wrong with him or something. I literally am such a dummy. I just looked up Raven. That's all I Googled. Raven. They'll know what I'm talking about. There's nothing else called that. There's no, you know.
Raven Simone.
You dummy.
That's so Raven. Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, there's a photo of him in 2025 in something. He's wrestled in something. He's like covered in, unless it's just like a lighting thing. He's got his hair pulled back. He's holding a kendo stick. He must have showed up somewhere.
He might have just hit somebody just for the sake of it.
That was just him on the street. Oh, MLW.
Nice. That's weird. When I looked for it, I saw these nude pictures of Rebecca De Pietro.
Oh my God. We were talking. I feel like there must be listeners who are familiar with this who yelled at us when we've brought up the idea of stables and things that could be easily rejuvenated because,
to be fair, you get yelled at, not me. I get a stern talking to.
In 2023, in MLW, he revealed himself as the leader of a heel stable known as The Calling. And he participated in the Battle Riot 5. He eliminated himself. I don't know.
I believe he's done now, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Personal life. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about, at least on his wiki, about what's going on with him. But yeah, Raven, I mean, I don't know. He's always one of my favorites, but a lot of that had to do with just my style as a kid because he represented me.
I thought that was the Hardys because you were always wearing those fishnets.
Well, the Hardys was the next step of that. Like, I think Raven was the first thing. And then as you got a little older, the Hardys were the next part of that same group of, like, again, the sort of comic books, subculture of kind of grunge to pseudo goth, Yeah, I loved it.
Raven has early onset Parkinson's disease.
Oh, gotcha. Well, there's, we have a Dragon Wagon Radio listener who's a great supporter of the network and named, he goes by Darth Vadad online, and he's shared his Parkinson's experience with us over on Koicast for years now. And listen, I hope that Raven can utilize the insanely incredible advancements in technology, because it's really quite incredible what depending on how severe it is, what we've figured out how to do to assist it. Doug is his real name, Darth. He's got literally like something in his brain that they put, and then a battery in his shoulder that like monitors his like neurons and his nerves, that when they turn it on and set the sensitivity, it completely steadies them. It's quite impressive. I think it's like he's like a cyborg.
Do you ever get to control him?
No, he doesn't let us. But
what the hell is that?
Eventually.
Also, because he's Darth, so he is going the route of like,
100%. Yeah.
You don't get to be the Emperor?
No.
You don't get to tell him about Padme being dead?
I'll probably be one of the little kids that gets slaughtered.
And that checks out.
Well, we also have some other folks on the page here. We've got Ravishing Rick Rude. We're kind of running short on time, but Ravishing Rick Rude, Raul Mendoza, Ray Morgan, who I don't know. This is an old black and white photo of Ray Morgan.
Raul Mendoza is also not ringing a bell.
Raul Mendoza, yeah, he's in a group. He was in a group. I want to say Legado del Fantasma.
I'm looking him up. Yeah.
He was one of the cruiserweight championship guys, like not championship, the what do you call it? Tournament, the cruiserweight tournament that they had, cruiserweight classic. That's what it was. CWC.
Yeah, he fought Mansoor on Christmas of 2020.
There you go. But he came in and he was really impressive.
I was busy that day.
He was really impressive, and he's a great wrestler. But he literally has the personality of just a wet paper bag. Like, I'm sorry, he does not have an it factor at all whatsoever, but he's very good at the technical elements of wrestling.
He did grow a beard, which helped.
Okay.
Because the white pepper bag now has like some cool graffiti on it.
Oh, there we go.
So he looks
way better with no, you're right. He looks way better with the beard.
Yeah, because he's just a generic little child without it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He looked like a teenager. I remember in CWC, it just looked like some teenager they found who was like, I could do flips.
He's clearly one of those guys where it's like, all right, I saw you. Check back in a little while, and we'll see you later when you've like been around and kind of just come out of your shell a little bit. He's you know what? It's not like what Dominic Mysterio would likely have been had they not done that heel turn, because it was just like, yeah, we saw you, dude, and you're just generic as fuck. Like, there's nothing to you. So you're almost out the door. Oh, you lucked into something.
Right. Yeah, I don't, and again, I don't want to say that like it's the cap of his potential, because I always feel like anybody who you can write well could do something well. Give anybody a really good thing to perform and give them a chance to perform it, and they can be great. But I do think that something like the stable is a great place for him, because he's such a talented wrestler, and it allows him to show that off and allows him to kind of captivate an audience without putting so much onus on like, all right, but what more are you bringing to the table here as a solo star?
But a little bit of like, hey, who are you?
Right. Sure.
You got to figure that out for yourself. So if you're just a guy that's like, I can do moves, like, cool, man. We got a bunch of people that can do that.
Right.
But we don't have a bunch of you.
Yeah. For a guy who's 5'7", you know what I mean? And a cruiserweight, like, yeah. But I mean, again, I didn't dislike him. I just felt sort of like great.
He didn't piss you off.
I liked him in that CWC era because it was like, oh, it's fun watching these dudes have these like technical matches and kind of tell these stories. And I liked the way that they were sort of handing off who was the heel at any given moment, depending on who the crowd was behind. Like, and he did really good in that world for, you know, the brief moment it lasted. Ravishing Rick Rude and Ray Morgan. Let's talk about Ray Morgan really quickly. Oh, Sushi Pants makes an appearance.
She's been here almost the whole time.
Well, I haven't been able to see her. I had a campfire below me, but he left. Let's talk about Ray Morgan. Who's this guy? Sitting at ringside sometimes.
Who's Ray Morgan?
Sitting at ringside sometimes with a cigarette in hand, Ray Morgan conducted his chore as an announcer for WWE's early matches from Washington, D.C.'s National Arena with the seriousness of a news commentator. Previously, Morgan read live commercials on stage during broadcasts of Ed Sullivan's variety show. Aided by ring announcers Freddie, Bob Freed, and Smilin' Sam Mason, Morgan was a welcome on-air presence as he ran down the matchups for the evening, occasionally assessed the action, and reminded viewers to make defensive driving a habit. I love that he had his own, like, hey, this is my PSA to everybody.
Yeah, Bob Barker wants to spay and neuter animals. Like,
well, this is a fun claim. Morgan is credited with labeling Johnny Valentine's finisher the Atomic Skull Crusher.
All right.
Confrontations with loud tormentors like Killer Kowalski and manager Bonnie Davis were handled with distinction. Morgan stayed with WWE until 1971 when the Washington broadcast ended. I like that they had a guy who was just local to one city. He's like, listen, I'm not traveling to you. I'm not driving up to New York, but when you're in town, I'm your guy.
I'll do your show.
Yeah, and I like that it seems like he's somebody who like worked in other. He was in entertainment. He was an entertainment personality voice. Like, it didn't matter whether it was sports, comedy, TV shows. Like, that's fun. They should do more of that.
He, I don't recognize his face. He's got a bit of a Del Close look.
Neither do I.
but I wonder if I'd recognize his voice, or if I just missed that era of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the thing about
better find Netflix and go through the catalogs.
The thing about recognizing his voice is also so many people from that era were putting on the same voice.
Sure.
So sometimes it's like, oh, I hear this guy, but he's 7 different people. One of my absolutely all-time favorites to hate as a kid, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Why would you hate him?
Because I loved Jake the Snake Roberts. And I hated
Jake the Snake Roberts took his pants off.
And I love taking people's pants off.
Take that blur off. Let me see it.
I mean, Ravishing Rick Rude was just, I don't know. We, at one point, maybe we come across him in the Hitman rating system, but I feel like here's a guy who really high scores just because like could do it all. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see enough of him, I think, throughout the years to really judge like how good of a wrestler he was. But I almost feel like his look was so good and his character was so good and clean that kind of as long as he went out there and he was able to tell a story between bells, like here's a guy who's just probably one of the greats.
Yeah, he is one of the greats for sure. We lost him way too soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Injuries, because it's also bizarre to think, what would DX have been with Shawn quitting again, as he does?
Right.
That you have Triple H, China, Rude, New Age Outlaws, and X-Pac.
Right.
Like, is Rude still hanging around? And then his role evolves from the guy carrying around the briefcase and just being serious. Like, does he get in on the antics?
Does he have body? Does he move on from being like the bodyguard muscle to maybe being like the wise? Like, hey, I've been around the block. Does he sort of become like a de facto, kind of like what Paul Heyman would later become in modern? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's it's so weird to think what could have been with him amongst that group for all that. And just everything that is the Monday Night Wars, because it's the guy who showed up on 2 TV shows in one fucking night.
Right. Yeah. Also, his name is really Rick Rude. Like, born to be a wrestler with a name like Rick Rude and genetics like that. His name is Rick Rude, Richard Edward Rude, or Erwin Rude.
And it's R-U-D-E?
But it's spelled R-O-O-D. So they changed it. They changed it for wrestling.
Sure.
But this is the other thing that's brilliant is that they then gave him another moniker in Ravishing because of his appearance. The guy kind of has 2 gimmicks because with a name like Rick Rude, you also imply that he's rude, that there's a level of, rudeness.
Could have been like that Conan O'Brien character, the Interrupter.
Right. I mean, just fucking had it all. Also, one of those guys
introduction in my world to go like, wait, what is with his stomach?
What are those bumps?
Why are there so many? What is that? Is he okay? Is that what people are supposed to have? I don't think I want that.
I mean, I'm sure there are less famous but more prominent people that fit this bill. But I think from our age range between the 2 of us and when we started watching wrestling, I do feel like he's one of the guys who is like ushering in a new era of body guys where it's not about how big you are. It's about how cut you are. It's about like the shape, like the bodybuilding element of it versus just this guy's 7 feet tall and a big guy.
Yeah, because I don't know how he could maintain that. Because there were a lot of guys, like certainly Hogan, other guys that probably would have been more cut on the regular had you not been on that schedule, had you had the catering, like all the things, all the amenities that are available now.
Totally.
And all the healthy options that there are now in the gyms and so much other stuff that guys who were body guys that would have wanted to be more cut, not to the degree that Rude was.
Right.
But I don't know how he was able to maintain that on the road.
Right.
And the lifestyle that they all did. That's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like There's probably a lot of steroids involved in this. You gotta assume.
I don't know, because whatever element it is, if you're getting help from steroids, how are you still able to eat right with limited windows of whatever's open on the road, from restaurants, diners, yada, yada, to if you're having a drink with the boys, if you're not getting enough sleep or having to take other pills to then manage all that, like how he could maintain that, and other guys just get kind of heavy and bloated, or the like super grandpa Robert Mitchum bodies, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just so nuts to think that he could do that.
Right.
But he's fucking great. Like he's solid. I don't think his promos are
former arm wrestler.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that was he. Yeah. Before arriving at WWE, he was a noted arm wrestler and developed professional wrestling skills in various regional promotions at that time. That's interesting. He was like over the top.
Never
you were saying about like his like promo skills. I think the character did a lot of the heavy lifting, but it's not that he was bad by any means. No. But yeah, I also think it needed to say a ton. I think the Ravishing era was better for him.
He could go into the well that worked,
right,
and do it over and over and over again and get the same reaction every time.
Yeah.
And he mined that for a long time of just the, this is a fat, lazy, out of shape. Good.
Also like trying to remember other guys who were doing the like cut the music, like cutting off his own music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of associate him with that, which I can't think
then
of other
they would
guys
start
from
it
that
up
era.
again.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, he had to say what he had to say.
So cut the music. He says the stuff and then hit my music, because then he's stripping.
It's great. It's so good.
So
just fucking great.
He was able to play with his cadence and his rhythm more than other people were, because he was a bad guy, because he's also getting mic time like in the arena.
Right. In front of the crowd.
He wasn't a when in doubt, yell it out guy.
Right.
He was slow. He was, he was condescending.
You can tell he was kind of funny. There's some people who it's like, he's funny because the timing, if somebody who has a good timing probably has like a comedic bone in their body, because that's everything there. But also there's something to be said about any bad guy who's undeniable. Like it's just the best when you can say something and be right as a bad guy. When you could say, listen, look at this piece of shit. Look at what I look like. I'm clearly the better physical specimen. And then you go, yeah, you are. Look at his fucking ass. And the fact that the women really did swoon over him in the crowd, and he would go out and he would do the kisses, and women would be legitimately like, and it's like, no, but we're booing him. What are you doing? It's like, well, he's going to steal your girl because he can.
Stop it. I'm good with my hands. I'm actually home 300 days out of the year. Where's he?
My name is Nice. Wrestler. My name is Jonathan B. Nice.
We never got that wrestler to be like, yeah, well, I'm sensitive.
Right.
And I listen. And I'm home and I cook. I do these things. And you're just some playboy who just won't ever come home. Do you really want that, ladies? Yeah, for a little bit. When he's in this town, I do.
Right. Twice a year, maybe.
They never had the ravishing rats from town to town for him. Yeah, he's great, though.
Also, great finisher. Just a great finisher. And one of the finishers that, like, allowed him to do a little something. Like he took his finisher and was like, oh, I could stop everything right now because I got him. I think him and Jake kind of both had that thing, too, where, like, Jake could grab a DDT and before snapping it, he could sell a moment with the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for his neck breaker, that it doesn't get that same sort of credit of he can grab your neck and you totally believe it. It's like he's got your neck and he's going to, it's a neck breaker.
Yep, absolutely.
It's going to be the end of the match.
Yeah. Just fucking great. Rick was great. He is a Hall of Famer. I'm trying to remember when, it doesn't say on here when he went in, I don't think. Wait, did he go in? Did he go in as a part of DX when they were like, oh, we're going to just add other members to this Hall of Fame?
Maybe.
Let's see. Rick Rude.
I'm certainly not up to date on all my like, hey, this guy went in this time.
Let's see. I mean, he was a founding member, according to this.
In 2017.
2017. So that was the year with the...
Of just himself.
Got it. Oh, okay, great.
Rick Rude Jr. apparently was there.
Oh, interesting. By the way, apparently to whatever these people are that are on Wikipedia, so take this with a grain of salt. He was very, very, very confrontational about the Montreal screw job. He was very upset. He took Bret's side so much so that it caused a massive rift and was maybe one of the reasons why he negotiated with Bischoff and WCW, because he took it like a real slight on the boys.
Good.
Yeah.
Another good person.
That really makes me like him even a little bit more now. I don't think I ever knew that. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Fuck Shawn Michaels.
Right on. Well, the only thing we didn't talk about on these pages were the Raw Tag Team Championships and the Raw Women's Championships. And I find it really interesting that the Raw Tag Team Championship is listed here from 2016 to 2020, and the Raw Women's is 2016 to 2019. So we had one less year as the Raw Women's Championships. I don't know why. Probably just because they saw
the pandemic coming and they're like, get rid of it. Well, because then I don't even know what all those, they just confuse and befuddle me.
Well, yeah, the Raw Tag Team Championships, the New Day were drafted to Raw, and the championship became exclusive to Raw and was renamed the Raw Tag Team Championship. So I think at this point there was only one title. This is probably the introduction of the penny belts, probably.
Right.
Right.
Although the picture there with the silver ones, so they go from pennies to silver.
Well, no, because the SmackDown ones I think were. Oh no. Okay. The penny belts came before this because that was the Hart Foundation or the Hart Dynasty, whatever they were called, and they were unified. And these were supposed to be the new WWE Unified. They just dropped Unified, called them that, and then at some point they're like, "Well, we're splitting it again." So the SmackDown ones must have just been made up new titles, and the actual. I
love that you have memory for this.
Because I remember Bret revealing them and putting them on. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's my memory.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it in any way. Like for all the stuff that you don't remember having.
Well, this is also probably the area that I was watching it the most, like religiously. It would have been like from 2000.
And this is me going like, I don't know, I don't care.
Yeah, 2014.
I won't retain this.
Which is funny because this is when you would have been doing AfterBuzz.
Yeah, but I was on Main Event, so.
Oh, got it. All right.
I'm watching the Real Americans. I'm watching Jack Swagger
right,
versus
totally.
Titus O'Neil.
Totally.
Those are the important matches. Like, yeah, Heath Slater really got to shine tonight in 3MB.
So yeah, there must have been 2016 must have been one of the like we're doing a split again. It's going to be a legitimate split because then the Raw Women's Championships also start there. It says during Mania 32 pre-show. I'm going to keep this on the pre-show. It's the women's tag. It's the women's tag titles. Let's not get carried away.
I was there in Dallas and I was in the press box, and as they're making the announcement, someone is coming by and handing out a little press releases.
Oh, okay.
In the same moment, and I'm like, "Well, am I supposed to watch?" I think it was Lita.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You're right. WWE Hall of Famer Lita announces that the night's triple threat match would no longer be contested for the Divas Championship. Instead, it was the new WWE Women's Championship. She then unveiled the prestigious prize, which was adorned. This is the Raw Women's Championship. This isn't tag team. Sorry. For some reason, my brain earlier, I think I might have said Women's Tag Team Championships. This is the actual Raw Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was adorned with the Regal WWE logo faceplate, similar to the male counterpart, and it was cheered by the WWE Universe, considered the start of a new lineage of champions.
Just like the Universal Championship was. Yep. Cheered by the WWE Universe. Oh, wait.
In July of 2016, following the draft, the WWE Women's Championship held by Charlotte Flair was rechristened the Raw Women's Championship, exclusively defended by the Red Brand Superstars. So once again, that means that the Raw Women's Championship at this era is the one with the real lineage. And the SmackDown one, if you could trace that back to 2016, is not a real, that does no lineage.
That's a SmackDown Live one.
I love
that
those.
Was,
right.
I think won and contested in a battle royal, the first one.
Maybe.
It's Nikki Bella or
Right.
Or Becky Lynch that won it.
And then they did the dumbest thing ever at some point in the past 10 years where they just went, oh, you have that one and I have this one and we both got drafted. So here you go.
Switchies.
Oh my gosh. Just
Yay.
the dumbest thing ever. It's so dumb.
It's embarrassing.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's pages 286 and 287 of the WWE Encyclopedia for those of you keeping track and filling out the spreadsheet.
You keeping track of this?
I probably should make a spreadsheet just because, I always talk about it. Let me leave a little marker so I don't forget. Okay, put a little Post-it note in there. That'll do it.
Ranjan Singh would make a good cat name.
Before we have a hotline call we're going to go take, but before we do that, once again, let's acknowledge current PWP champ, Tim Bemis. Thank you so much, Tim, for your continued patronage. I hope you're enjoying your championship reign. We look forward to what you have in store for us over on the watch-alongs. Also, before we take a hotline call while we're still in the live stream, Scott, you want to talk about our slight schedule shift that we're going to do here? Scott and I have been struggling in the recent months for consistency, and we want to make sure that we can always provide programming when it's expected versus just being like, oh, we missed it. Well, let's do it on Wednesday, And so obviously we both have stuff happening in our personal lives. It's making it tougher to schedule. So we're going to switch to an alternating week schedule instead of a weekly schedule. So you got a new show this week in the main feed. In 2 weeks, you'll have another one. So essentially the show is going to be bi-weekly, bi-monthly. I don't know how you actually say that. Is it bi-weekly? Bi-weekly. So show's going to be bi-weekly.
It'd be every other month.
Right. But also bi-monthly sounds like it's twice a month too. No? Okay.
Not to me.
All righty.
That's bi-weekly.
So main feed every other week for the time being. And this might shift and we might go back. We don't know. We're just going to kind of take things as they come at the moment.
Look, transparency of it all is Jake is in the process of pursuing the dream and making a movie again.
Yes.
That's major amongst life stuff as well. But, we've talked about it. I am in full support of Jake pursuing and making a movie and putting time into there. And I have my dad to deal with, who's, I don't know at what point we're close to the end here, but it's getting closer. We're as we talk to the medical staff and everyone that we deal with in hospice, that's where we're at right now. We're in hospice care and he's at home. We're in a new stage and I don't know how many stages left, but It's more time consuming each time. And, things are just constantly changing and there's just having to be more attention. And it's, whether you can see on these recordings, like when my head darts up and I'm looking and the cat's looking at the same time, that there's potentially something that it's like, I got to break and I got to go. And it pains me that when we do these recordings, because obviously no one wants the interruptions. Like my dad was one to do it if he was aware of it. He's not. My mom doesn't want to interrupt me to break from this. And we try to do the lives or try to do the watch longs all in one sitting.
Yes.
And to have the technical breaks where I have to get up and go. It's happened a few times. It pains me to do it because I want to keep the consistency of our releases, of the show in its form, the rhythms that we got going on, like all that stuff.
We also don't want to be distracted. We don't want to phone in conversations or attention for something that we can't really give. Because then that's not fair to our listeners who enjoy what we do and who are part of our conversation and part of our community. Because then we're just sort of half-assing it for you guys for the sake of going through the motions without having the passion behind it. And we want to make sure that we always have the passion behind it.
And that's not what we do here at the World's Sexiest Nude Women DVD. It's just not. It's not what we're about.
So main feed every other week, and then on the off weeks of the main pod, that's when you're going to get hit with your watch along Wednesdays. So you'll still have something to listen to every single week if you're a patron. And that will alternate between your watch along Wednesdays, which includes your video versions, and then our main pod, which will include the live streams, which we're going to try to record every other Sunday. That's the goal, which is kind of what we've been doing. We're recording today on Monday. We had some wires crossed, but again, this is just kind of the nature of what we're doing right now. So just wanted to announce that and throw that out into the world and just say
so
thank you so much.
You're getting weekly content.
Yes, still getting it.
Main show 1 week, following week, watch long.
Yes.
Main show, the following week after that, watch long after that. And that is the current schedule of what we're doing. So we're trying to still provide weekly content, but something that we can do live at the moment, and we can bank the other one on our end. So we know we don't have to scramble and do it, but we're still getting other stuff done. You guys can live your lives and watch 3-hour Raws and 3-hour SmackDowns
right.
And wake up in the morning and watch Saudi Royal Rumble
right.
And have your breakfast and do all that and live in the fucking bonkers world of wrestling that we live in right now with all these weird things. So we're all trying to adapt to it, and we're all going to make it work.
We are going to make it work. Also, I wanted to say too, we're still going to pick our champions at the first episode of every month, whenever that episode falls. So we're still going to do our monthly championship
watch-alongs.
Yep,
that's not changing.
Still doing the watch-alongs. So yeah, it's all there. It's all still happening. It's just happening at a different speed at this point. So appreciate all of your guys' support. Those of you who are still with us and hanging out. And again, I love the community that we have here. And so just thanks for being who you are. Scott, we do have, speaking of the community, we got to throw to the community. We got to go take a hotline call. Anything you want to say to the live stream before we take a hotline call?
I appreciate all your patience and everything, and hopefully we can just still provide some fun and escapism amongst all this.
Yeah. All right. Bye, live stream. Say bye, live stream.
Bye, live stream.
747-666-5606. 747-666-5606. That's the number of the Pro Wrestling Palskis hotline, where you can call in, give us your thoughts, give us your questions, give us your inquiries, your whims. Just tell us how you feel, whatever you want. It's open. It's all 24 hours a day. It's just there.
You know what? One thing I'd like to hear.
What's that?
Who are you watching? Like week to week, who you're like, oh, you know who's really good? This person, and they wrestle here.
Oh, okay. Until you said wrestle, I thought you were talking about in the hottest like nude women DVDs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, which chapter are you?
Such a terrible name for a porn DVD. Really is.
I mean, you know exactly what it is.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
It's out there on Front Street. Yeah,
anyways.
like who's got you week to week hooked to wrestling? Who you're like, yeah, this person's really something.
Well, there you go. You got to call to action. So get those hotline calls in 747-666-5606. But before then, we got to take a hotline call right now about the show that we did last week.
Hey, y'all. I really liked the Goat of All Goats episode. Just wanted to give my nomination to Mick Foley. He met all of the requirements. He was definitely innovative. He changed his character around. He made changing his character around his character. He definitely had innovation. Now, it was innovation in hardcore wrestling, sure, but it was innovative. It was stuff that people had never seen before. The elbow drop from the apron to the floor, in particular, and he knew how to work both face and heel. His ECW heel run, where he literally just started putting on massive headlocks because he wanted the crowd to legitimately hate him and not cool hate him, phenomenal. And he had the passion. I mean, I think passion goes with being the GOAT. The whole reason we got the Hell in the Cell moment was because he was afraid the match was going to suck, because he was injured and Taker was injured, and they had to live up to the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker Hell in the Cell reputation. And so he literally risked his life to make sure that the fans got a memorable Hell in the Cell match. Now, you know, whether that's worth it or not, not, but still. He was willing to do it because he had the passion for professional wrestling. And I know that he tried to take the person outside of the ring out of whether or not they're the GOAT, but dude's the GOAT outside of the ring, if nothing else. I cannot imagine volunteering to work Suicide Hotline. And that dude did it. He definitely didn't have to, but he did. On top of the Santa stuff, yeah, guy's the GOAT. Mick Foley is the GOAT, in and out of the ring. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.
Masked Llama throwing down the gauntlet and making a strong case for Mick Foley as the
Llama
greatest
knows a
of all
goat
time.
when he sees one, because
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue.
They all barnyard animals, llamas and goats.
I don't know that a goat is a barnyard animal, but it's definitely an animal that is
They're at
a
a
ranch.
petting zoo.
A ranch. It's more of a ranch animal. I think a llama. I think you have a llama ranch. I don't think you have a llama.
Them's for
barn.
eating.
What? You eat llamas?
Why not? Not masked ones.
I don't have a response for why not. Yeah, you nailed it. Okay, so I can't disagree with anything he said. He makes an incredibly valid point. I think my only argument, which I think we're just a restatement of what we said last year, is
Last year.
I'm sorry, last episode, last week, whatever. Tamina, is that like his stardom came past his prime, which makes it so impossible to categorize him with the other people we spoke about who were at the top of the game nationally and internationally throughout a much longer part of their career. And maybe that's disqualifying, but I think that's kind of what we're talking about. Whereas like, stardom is kind of part of it.
Oh, really? I didn't think you wrestled there.
Stardom? Oh, I see. I thought you were referring to a person named Stardom who you didn't know wrestled at WWE, and I was like,
no.
what?
I'm talking about the Japanese women's wrestling organization.
Honestly, I would have loved to have seen him.
Match.
I would have loved to seen him in the Moneyball match. He would have been putting it back up, like, oh no, it fell.
He would have broke the other half of that thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It is even my argument is a straw man argument to myself. So I'll say that.
I had said previously that, anybody who wants to make a case for Mick Foley, I will not argue with it. And I totally agree with it. I think the reason that I don't pick him, even though he is my favorite, I feel at times Mick is a little inside baseball.
Yes. Oh yeah. We talked about that.
That he is, I'm wearing a Mick shirt right now.
Yeah,
that once you know wrestling, Mick jokes about it a bit more. Mick talks about things like once you're familiar, you kind of get it.
Yeah.
I think Mick is fantastic, but when it comes to like the greatest of all time, like if I'm going number one, I don't know if I could ever really say it's Mick, but he is fantastic. And I absolutely agree when it comes to outside of the ring.
Yeah.
All the things that he does, all the charitable acts that he has done over the years, like you said, to do with the suicide prevention hotline stuff, working with women's organizations, working with the countless other ones that I can't retain them all because there's just always something where he's like, hey, you know what's really important in the world? This. And I go, how does he do it?
He survived.
He's a dad of like,
he survived
4-5
having a reality TV show and not coming off bad on it. You know how hard that is?
Yeah, well, you know how he didn't. It's really easy.
What?
You have a reality TV show and you don't look like a total jackass or an asshole because you put Enzo on it.
Oh, that's fair.
So that's all transferred right over there.
It's a bell curve. Yeah. We talked a little bit about that too, about how like, explaining who the person is. Like when we were talking about Flair or we're talking about like, Austin, Macho, where it's like the second the apron, he comes to the apron, it's like, oh yeah, this is pro wrestling. Whereas you're right. Like, I like that you used inside baseball. I feel like Mick Foley, Mankind, whatever you want to call him, is sort of the first like meta wrestling character, like referencing a character that he once was and having the faces of Foley and having the like, oh, when I was a kid, I wanted to be this thing. And I had this persona that I put on, which is kind of meta to what wrestling is, but still made sense in the character. I mean, I would say
he's being Mankind, that the crowd is chanting Foley. And then you go, why are they, who's Foley? Like that's who he is. Wait, do they do that for other people? Do they chant Dwayne? No.
I would argue it might be the greatest story of all time in wrestling.
He is one of the greatest storytellers because then he's telling a story.
Yeah.
I remember in this was probably just post high school for me. When he released his first book, Have a Nice Day, that a friend of mine who was into wrestling, like knew everything, was current with it. His girlfriend just like wasn't into it, like kind of aware of what it was, but had I think it's all kind of gross and I'm not really sure what it is. And I said, you should read this guy's book. You should read Mick Foley's book. And it's going to start off being gruesome. He's going to talk about like his ear being ripped off. But I think Foley has that a bit too, where most people, where they get in on Foley is Hell in the Cell match or something horrific and barbaric. But then once you see the comedic side, the sensitive side, the insightful side of him, and then see the other parts of matches that he does and puts together that don't get as much attention. But him being a storyteller and him pulling you in, it takes time, unlike the other people that are on Front Street and you go, got it. Here they are right away. But she read his book and was like, I really like him. And it's kind of the interactions that Foley has with people throughout the years, where if they don't know him or wrestling, that they meet him and they go, how are you a wrestler? You're such a sweet, funny guy.
Alexandra's thing too. I remember when we first met and we were doing the wrestling thing like you do, right?
Sure. It's the honeymoon phase. I get it.
And I showed her the Hell in the Cell match. She's like, oh, this is the thing that everybody talks about. This is the thing that, I feel like it's interesting because it's when you show some of that match, it's like the spirit of wrestlers, the spirit of performance, but it's also sort of the horror of it and kind of the freak show of it. But then also like the kayfabe breaking of like, oh, well, he's up there, all the stuff. It's a really fascinating,
of everyone coming to his aid. It's a fascinating
thing. Yeah.
Terry Funk is like, I'll just start fighting Undertaker by time.
It's a freak show. It's an absolute freak show in a way that's like very compelling. But then it was the interviews that she would watch afterwards because she wanted to see him talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she just fell in love with it. She's like, he's adorable. Like, he's just this, like, and I'm like, yeah, he is adorable. It's exactly right. Like, that's everything that you are now experiencing is a thing that made us all love him through all those years. And I do think that there's something to be said about how, like, he is as a person a very good on-ramp, but as a character, a little bit tougher.
Just because there's so much.
Yeah.
Because he's multi-dimensional.
Right.
And maybe that's what it is. Since he's multi-dimensional, it's hard for me to say that he's the GOAT when it comes to wrestling. Kind of, when I'm thinking of the GOAT, it's kind of on the surface.
Right.
That I'm thinking the GOAT is one-dimensional.
Right.
Like they are just this representation of whatever it is. If it's the badass redneck who doesn't trust anybody and just beats everybody up. If it's this eccentric robe-wearing guy who snaps it to Slim Jims.
Sure.
It's a one-dimensional, flashy, unleashed character. And Foley is nuanced and he's a deep dive.
Yeah.
But Maslama, you're not wrong.
No. Again, I don't disagree with anything he said. Thank you so much for the call, Maslama. Once again, if you would like to throw your opinion into the hat, 747-666-5606, or you can send a voice memo to hotline at pwpalskis.com. Although I do want to say, I have to double check. There's going to be a hiccup in the hotline email. Let me check to see if it's already happened.
Because we're going to be getting a bunch of emails about Rebecca DiPietro.
Exactly. No, we Palskis. All right, so it's not going to happen. Never mind. We're good right now. It'll probably happen in March.
You got to pay some fees? What's going on?
No, I'm moving all of our domain registrations away from this horrible company that I've been with for 20 years because the prices and the services, the prices are going up, the services is coming down. And so I'm moving all of our domains, and by doing so, I'm like breaking the emails for like a week until it transfers over and processes.
Okay.
But I'll give you guys a heads up. For now, the hotline email still works. Hotline at pwpalskis.com. That's hotline at pwpalskis.com is another great place to send voice memos if you don't want to call in the hotline. Although you can just call in, hear the message. It's fun. That'll do it for the program today. For this week, once again, we'll be back now in 2 weeks with the next program. But next week, we'll have you watch along Wednesday over on the Patreon. Patreon's the best way to support the show. Please consider throw in just measly $5 a month to get you access to the entire library. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of stuff there. Video watch-alongs, audio watch-alongs, old series that we've done, pre-shows. There's just so much material there. It's
short-lived book club.
Yeah, the first 2 chapters of a book. It's absolutely fantastic bargain for $5. So please check that out at patreon.com/PW Palskis. It's the best way to support the show. Scott, we got to thank our current Patreon Palskis.
Thank you to all of our current Patreon Palskis. May you be in the PWP Encyclopedia one day with all of your own splash pages. Thank you to Adrian Avina, Alex Pierce, Alice Rader, Andrea Beeler, Foley is God, Gilbert Short, Mass Lama, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, Suicide, Tim Bemis, the current PWP champ, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hayter, and Tony Griggs.
Once again, thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of the show. Could not, would not, should not do it without you. That'll do it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, it's been a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.